Hey guys, my name's Kelly, and today we're gonna do a full garden tour in May, zone 7A. I'm gonna show you what I grew from seed to harvest. So behind me here, I have most of my flowers and herbs. So for the goal of 2025, especially here where I kind of want to spend most of my time, it's going to be more flowers, some fruits, whatever I want to pick on every day. And then from there, all of our main crops are going to be at the rest of the backyard. But first, let me take you to my workstation here. We have some blueberries popping. I can't wait to eat them. We have a mix of different herbs. We have some rosemary, thyme, and some tarragon down over here. So it's going to be really nice. We have our little bed of greens here, along with some right there. And then when you turn around here, it's kind of like other workstation that I want to keep an eye on, my eucalyptus, my little babies. So I want to make sure I see them every day. I have two different types, the bookleaf and the silver dollar tree. So you get to see all the realness of having a garden, dirt everywhere. Yeah. And I still have a bunch of other flowers I do need to pot. I'm not sure where I want to put them, but I still have some stock that have to go in to a container. But this is my first year growing stock, and it's already, from what I read, there's leaf damage. They're similar to like brassicas and stuff. And then this is my first year, actually no, my second year growing asters, but only one aster plant lived last year. So this was a lot more successful. This is sage that came back from last year, and it's flowering beautifully. I need to figure out how to propagate this because I do want a lot more sage this year. And this is my second year growing beautiful ranunculus. I planted the corums early on, and I have it mixed with some chamomile. So these, I'm so excited. I fell in love with flowers and I haven't looked back. We have some filler flowers that I picked up at the nursery here just to add some pop of color. But for the most part, I start everything from seed. So I have some celery, the eucalyptus, whatever I didn't have time for is what I picked up. So we come back over here. One of my pride and joys for 2025 are the listanthias. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but I did start them a little bit later than what you're supposed to, but I know they're notorious to start from seed. I was lucky enough to have them kind of succeed, and I didn't thin them out in the seed tray. I started them at 322. Typically, you'd want to start them in January from what I've been told on the interwebs. But I said, you know what? Just give it a go and we'll see what happens. So hopefully it has enough time to grow and have a cut flower harvest. And these are overwintered creeping Jenny, I believe. And these are filler flowers I got from the nursery. Behind here, I have some asters in the back. My thought is that this will spill over while the asters pop up. And at least we'll have some visual color here because I believe the asters won't bloom until the end of July. So these are going to take some time. And the garden work is never finished, ever. Ask anyone. So I still have, again, more things to plant that I just haven't decided where to put them. One of my favorite flowers are the sunball. So I need to put them somewhere. I'm thinking about putting it behind over there, those two brown pots, and then have kind of that long lines of yellow balls just popping out. And you might ask, what are these sticks? They're actually plumeria that I took from Florida from this past winter. I started them inside and I just put some root hormone and stuck them in the ground. So it won't get too large here, and I'd have to bring it inside during the winter time, but hopefully we'll get something there. And as we turn around, we have our green stalk that everyone loves. I have some spinach up top here, and I know there's supposed to be a water basin above, but since I have all these spinach seeds, I just can't bear to put it up top. And my thought for this season, which I've never done before, but I've seen a lot of people do, is to have this filled with flowers. So it'll just be this kind of eye-catching color pop. And we have some chamomile over here, some strawberries. I think we got some good ones. Oh my God, look at that. Juicy, juicy, juicy. Yeah, let's go. Ooh. Should I do? Oh my God, I think you're like perfect. Another one over here. This is even more perfect. Okay, this one. Oh no. Look at this beauty. Look at that beauty. Yeah, should we taste it? I think we should. I'm so excited. Ready? I'm so excited for this year. So once we go to the backyard, I'm gonna show you, I have so many strawberries. I have a mix of everbearing and Junebearing. So I believe these are gonna be the everbearing ones. Again, I just want to let you know, guys, I am notoriously bad at labeling things. So I have no idea if these are my Junebearing or everbearing, but I do remember buying at least 4 different types of strawberries. At this point, I'm just like, I got a bunch of really good ones. I know I got Mare de Bois, the really small, very sweet ones, back over there, but everything else, no clue. All right, and then this is a Meyer lemon tree. We just got this year, so we'll see how that goes. Over here, I think this is the prettiest, before we go, our prettiest pepper that I've ever grown. It is the jigsaw pepper. So it's similar to, in heat, I think the Carolina Reaper. It's extremely hot, and it's actually gonna grow not purple, but red peppers. And I forgot what I planted back here. It's either beets or Swiss chard. I'm not sure. I think these are beets over here that I need to thin out. And one of the cool things that I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I find it so funny. I have this like parsley. Oh no. Guys, hopefully I can get it. Fuck, I got it. Oh my God. Those, what are those called? Lantern flies. I just saw a little bugger. But look at this cilantro that just popped up. I don't know what to do. I want it to thrive, but like there's not enough. I gotta go like deep inside to fill it up with more soil, you know? But I'm just gonna leave it. Okay. Let's go down. Watch your step. All right. That way? That way. Okay. So let's go over here. Over here, we have our pepper bed. I had some help with my dad planting them in, and luckily he put down my labels that I put in. So hopefully we'll figure out what peppers those are. Another garden task I have to do is weed. So we're gonna get that done. And I know they're flowering now, but I think I waited too long to plant them out, and the roots got a little bit too stressed out, but we'll continue. And over here, I relocated some strawberries that I had in another garden bed, but because I'm gonna plant some cosmos there instead. So this is gonna be another strawberry patch. Over here, we're gonna have some Filipino or kind of Southeast Asian long bean. So we call it sitaw. So it's a yard long bean. You can just saute it, put it in soups. It's my favorite bean, more than a regular green bean. And then we have here, I planted some potatoes along this bed. So they haven't sprouted yet because I did take some time. I should have planted them out a lot sooner, but again, there's so many tasks. At the end, just get them done. We turn around, we have some more peppers. Every year, I always go crazy, and I kid you not, I think I planted over 20 types of peppers. So we have purple Thai. These are already producing fruit because they're a little stressed. We have, let's see, some wild cat hybrid, hot Portugal, Italian roasters, kind of that long hot pepper that you got to see at the grocery store is what I'm hoping. Some fun gochujang peppers. Hopefully, my plan is to try a batch and making my own gochugaru. So that's the reason why I bought that. We're gonna dry them, grind them up, and see if we can make things from scratch. What else we have here that's pretty fun? We have Buena Mulata, Purple Beauty. Last year, I grew this like purple bell pepper. It had the most intense sweetness to it. So a lot more of that this year. So a lot more peppers. We're gonna see more as we harvest along. You can see right there. So I have I have 3 long beds of strawberries and a few things I wanted to just kind of integrate in this strawberry bed. I had some like leftover chives I wanted to put in. So apparently any alliums are really good to deter any pests. So I figured we could put some chives in there. And I had a bunch of ranunculus corms I had no idea where to put. Decided to put them in here. I'm not sure if it's a good idea or not, but we'll see what happens with that. And then over here, we have the entrance to our gazebo where we're gonna do a lot of grilling. So for now, we have our bok choy and our pechay here. These I need to eat yesterday or start giving them away. And my plan over here is to plant as much flowers. So I think my leftover asters will go here. Maybe plant some teddy bear sunflowers, something kind of short along over here. I realized over the past 3 years, if I grow anything too big over here, I get like kind of overwhelmed. So the plan is to make it colorful and kind of keep it low. Because by August, this area gets wild. Like all the trellises coming up, so I kind of want to trying to calm it down, you know? So strawberries are going to keep it low, and this is going to be a color patch, is my plan. And all of the green. Oh, yeah. So this just didn't fall from the sky. I have 4 dogs, so that's why I have most of my raised beds I have mostly raised beds for that purpose. They run around everywhere. And these are a way for them to not jump on top of them and get all over the place. But once they're this big, they usually don't bother it, but I've kind of kept it on for now. And I did plant some ranunculus along the side as well, over here. So again, I was trying to do the whole color thing. We'll see. Okay. So my thought over here, I did plant some celosia in the other part, but I think I'm going to relocate them like back over here. It's my first year planting celosia, so I realized they grow around 4 feet. So it'll be a nice color, like kind of shimmery colored background. Over here is my thought. It'll be a nice background. Let's see. Then we'll keep going. We have some peas and some spinach here as well. I need to find some time today to get these kind of up here. Some lovely Napa cabbage. One of my favorite things to grow is the cabbage. Even though they are notorious for pests, I still love it. It's one of my favorite things. Also, in this backyard, we have an abundance of garlic. So, garlic over here, back behind me. So, typically, we usually just keep one large clove of each garlic so we could plant for next year. So, we never really have to buy new garlic cloves to plant. And this? I have no idea. I think they're beans. So my dad did plant some stuff here. I believe these are beans. Which one? These? These are also Napa cabbages. This one is a cauliflower. I believe it's cauliflower. And those strawberries, the Mara de Bois. They're very small and they're very sweet. They're known for their sweetness. These are everbearing. So I remember these two are everbearing strawberries. Now it's coming back to me. I was thinking the purpose of I could just grab berries while I'm hanging out here and eating. Let's see if we can find anything. Ooh, not yet, but they're getting there. This is the second year that I have for Mare de Bois. So there should be a bumper crop this year since they're fully kind of situated. Okay, watch your step. Again, this is for this fence here is for my puppies. They kind of just run up and down and kind of want to keep them away from this area. But over here, we have very tightly spaced tomatoes. I think I might have to take a bunch out and give them away sooner than later because I do need to give them a lot more space. But we have, what do we have? Cream of the crop. I think I got this from Top Tomato, and it's just like a very nice medium-sized tomato. The Castellotto Genovese, I believe it's like a baskety tomato, the big nice slicer. A green hybrid over here, and it's a nice like fresh tomato to eat. So the rest, there's a bunch more, but I do have a lot of Roma tomatoes. That's what I primarily use to cook and to can. And over here we have our last and remaining grapes. We did take out the ones over there, but these are my last grapes. I'm not sure what they are. I think they're Concord grapes, right? Oh yeah, my God. Aren't they beautiful? I can't get over it. I love cabbages. I love cabbages. Okay. Tomorrow or today, I have to cover these. My precious babies, I don't want anything to eat them. Okay. So, a little special event that happened here. We have a robin that actually made a nest and laid their eggs here. They're all grown up and gone now, but it was very, very beautiful to watch a blue egg hatch and then kind of become it's like a baby hatchling and fly off. And some fun things here that I haven't planted out yet. This is new to me this year. Kind of just experiment. We have a white sesame. So I have 4 of these bad boys. They grow really tall and they produce like pods. It's gonna be like a labor of love. And I'm gonna really appreciate each sesame seed I put on any food. I think it's definitely to remind myself like how much time and effort what we have processed, we buy at the grocery store, it takes from to come from seed to your table. And we have the seashell plant. So these, they're beautifully purple underneath, and they're primarily used in Korean dishes, kind of a fresh thing to eat with Korean barbecue. So I have a bunch of that. So this I wanted to plant with the tomato. So I might take some tomato plants out and put this in there. They're really great companion planting. Let's see what else is fun over here. I think I have some calendula, some gomphrena I still have to plant out. Poor little gompphrenas, they're so stressed. We have a giant zinnia here. This one is from Johnny Seeds, and it should have like 4 or 5 inch zinnia flowers. So that's gonna be very, very, very fun. So this trellis, I have no idea what's gonna be over here actually. There's some seeds that were planted alongside here. This thing. I'm not sure what it is. My dad planted it, so I'm not sure. It's gonna be a surprise. And my thought is to put some cosmos back here. Let me know what you think, because I'm gonna direct sow some cosmos from more cut flowers, and I have no idea where to put them. But my first thought is over here. We have a beautiful apple tree that we've had for years. This was even here before my family started this garden, actually. So this is an OG. And then down here, we have some more potted plants. This is my favorite kale. It's like dazzling blue. Great for salads and sauteing, and it's just so gorgeous. I planted some, what is that? Some chives to go with it. A random ranunculus corm I threw in there. I keep forgetting how big things grow. I'm not sure if that's the best place. All right, some more kale over here. I have to start eating some of my greens. And over here we have some onions. These are all onions and or shallots back here. And another kale in the back. And I have, what do I have? This year I wanted to really focus on interplanting certain vegetables. So I do have some celery here. I believe those are good companion plants to have. So I have more celery to plant out, and I think I'm gonna put them kind of along interspersed here. And oh, this trellis, it's actually already popping up. If you look over here, I think that's a weed, but this is not my favorite. It is a bitter melon gourd. Very, very, with his name, bitter. delicacy in Filipino cuisine. It's going to be here. We have some snapdragons. I think it's a mix. So I have all the colors there. I just didn't have the time to pick out each color. Over here, we're going to have a dahlia. I planted a dahlia tuber. And we're going to have a little focal piece here. My favorite tomato of all time, the sun gold. And I have a bunch of them here. The cherry, golden, sweet, candied, pop in your mouth. And yeah. I'm not sure what to put in this bed still. TBD. A part of me wants to do more flowers because I just have way too many way too many vegetables. If you haven't seen. Last but not least, we have a row of eggplant behind over here. This year, we kind of expanded this bed out with these stones. It definitely started over here a little bit and we needed more soil. So this is a great kind of rehab of the old material that we had already. So they're all Asian long eggplant. I only planted 2 varieties and I wanted to see which one would work well for my cooking. But we have our second fig tree over here. Poor baby, we have to kind of keep him contained just because it spreads out. I can't get through and yeah. So that concludes our May tour. We're going to come back again in June and we're going to check out what else kind of grows from this garden and yeah. What? Okay. So my goal for next month, we're going to have this gazebo all tidied up, ready to start grilling, start cooking, kind of hanging out. And hopefully we're going to do like a harvest of all the goodies that May and June's going to come and give us this summer. But thanks for dropping in. And I hope you enjoy the tour and I'll see you later.